digitalization will play a huge role into the recovery phase after the pandemic. Countries that invested in digital infrastructure were less impacted by the pandemic. Digitalization has helped us to move very quickly and rapidly to a virtual work environment.
Welcome, everyone, to WWTA News. Here we look at crypto, finance, and economic news. I'm your host, EB, and thank you for joining us. Well, welcome all. As you can see from the little clip, the IMF is all about this crypto adoption. And so I'm going to go through one of their documents, and we're going to go a little bit through it and see that, hey man, adoption is here. It's going to be for all. And if you're still trying to get people into this space, you know, maybe you can use some of this information to help them understand that we're not going back. They told us when the pandemic happened, we're not going back. Things are changing. And so let's take a look at what's really going on. So you can see here, this is the intro page to their document, The Digital Future, right? Finance and Development, The Digital Future. They've got here, The Digital Future, remaking the post-COVID world, right? To reverse widening inequality, keep a tight rein on automation, What's going on here? They're going to build better data economy, financial innovation to inclusion, to get more people included in the financial world. Africa's going digital. Well, we've seen a lot of news on that recently. The decoupling in the digital era, right? Absent multilateral cooperation, the global digital economy could splinter and everyone would pay. Ooh, right? The global cyber threat, they've been talking about that in the news. This place that and that place this. Everybody wants to attack and da-da-da-da-da. The new morality of debt, increased datafication of debt raises ethical questions and calls for a new approach to regulating lending. Digital dollars for online tea. The Bahamas, Sri Lanka, and Uganda fight the pandemic's disruption with innovation, right? Digital dollars, come on. The haves and have-nots, accelerated by the pandemic. The digital future is coming at us faster than ever before, and maybe faster than we can imagine. In this issue, we explore the possible consequences of the good, the bad, and the gray. Wow, for millions, technology has been a lifeline, changing the way we work, learn, and shop. In a year like no other, it has spurred game-changing digital shifts. Governments moved quickly using mobile solutions to provide cash assistance. Financial technology has helped the survival and, in some cases, growth of small businesses, and the first national digital currency in the Bahamas provides a glimpse of the future of money. They're not going back. This is all about the digital currency, the way we're going to do transactions in the future, blockchain. Listen, if you're trying to get people to come on board, you need to show them this. They're not turning back. The International Monetary Fund, do you think they work by themselves? No. This is all nations and countries working in part with this. Right, they have in there corporate income taxes under pressure, why reform is needed and how it could be designed, right? International tax issues have long been at the core of IMF research, and the IMF has provided much advice on this topic. This volume offers a complete assessment of the current international tax architecture while remaining accessible to a relatively broad audience. Wow, so look, they know the corporations. Hey man, Pandora Papers is all I'm going to say. When you start getting to the bottom and how there are the haves and have-nots, there's a lot of stuff behind that, right? Here's some topics in there. AI could further exacerbate inequality, or properly harnessed and directed through government policies, it could contribute to a resumption of shared growth. Equality, right? There's an image there. They're showing you that to me looks like crypto mining, right? No. They're mining gold. No. You see those ones and zeros? They're showing us something. They're not going back. Let's build a better data economy, right? You can see here an image. I guess this is Sri Lanka or somewhere in India. Let me act like I don't know. It's somewhere in India though. They're being brought online with what is that? He's using a device to move digital currencies. From financial innovation to inclusion, right? Digital technology is transforming the financial industry, changing the way payments, savings, borrowing, and investment services are provided. And who provides them? FinTech and big tech companies now compete with banks and other incumbents across a range of markets. Meanwhile, digital currencies promise to transform the heart of finance, money itself. But just how much has technology advanced financial inclusion? For sure, in the past year alone, digital finance has helped households and businesses meet the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. It has also given governments new ways of reaching those who need support. Come on, did they not tell you that they were using stellar lumens, right, to move USDC and other stable coins? Think about how money's being moved. We know what's going on with CBDCs. Everybody look to IMF. They're not turning back. Everybody's a part of this. If you have people that still don't understand that there's a transfer of wealth, that there's a new system coming into play, if you got people still telling you, oh, the dollar is this and that, do you understand? Here we are in October. The national debt is extremely high. How are we going to pay it back? Okay? This is probably a systematic destruction, and I speculate. Don't let that be too strong weighing on your mind. But I speculate here, and I would only wonder what's really going on, because clearly here the IMF is all about that new economy. Do you think the United States is going to stay in an old one when there's a new one being broadcast all across this plane of existence? Disruptive inclusion. Financial inclusion can be understood as universal access to and use of a wide range of reasonably priced financial services. Inclusion made great strides in the decade between the global financial crisis and the pandemic. Despite a volatile global economy, World Bank data show that 1.2 billion adults gained access to a transaction account between 2011 and 2017. Much of this progress came directly from new digital technologies. Okay, mobile money is a case in point. Kenya's M-Pesa and similar applications let users send and receive payments on all mobile phones. Over time, providers have broadened their services, offering microloans, savings accounts, and insurance against crop failures and other hazards. Do you all see what's happening here? Do you all see? Governments worldwide use new digital infrastructure to reach households and informal workers in Peru. Payments were made through Bilateral Mobile, a project that fully integrated the country's largest mobile operators and banks. In Thailand, the government's prompt pay fast payment system fulfilled the same purpose. This success stood in sharp contrast to the practice in some advanced economies, such as the United States, of sending paper checks through the mail. Look. In the United States, clearly people don't pay attention. The broad majority of people don't pay attention. And this is why a lot of us say, I just wish I could get them to see. They can't see. They can't see. Let this be a tool that you use to help them see. And if they can't see, it is what it is. But clearly, from what we're seeing here, the world is moving on this. There's no turning back. This is definitely where it's going. I mean, wow. Second, digital technologies can improve risk assessment, benefiting from the same data that are the natural byproduct of their business. That is particularly relevant for services such as lending, as well as investing and insurance. Credit scores based on big data and machine learning can often outperform traditional assessments. They're talking about artificial intelligence, right? Machine learning can often outperform traditional assessments, particularly for thin file borrowers, people of small businesses with little or no formal documentation. Research by BIS Economics and co-author shows that almost a third of borrowers served by Mercado Libre, a big tech lender in Argentina, would have been unable to access credit from a traditional bank. Look at that. Look, we don't need traditional banks. They're telling you right here. We don't need none of that. We have this new economy. We see what's going on with Coinbase. We see what's going on with Celsius. All these people are able to lend based on micro payments. The amount of you know what? It's just too much. It's just too much. I'm going to wrap it up right here, and I'm just going to say this. There is so much adoption. If you are unaware of what's going on right now with all this adoption, all this news, and all these things in front of you, you're not going to be on board this train. You're going to get left, and then you're going to have problems trying to figure out why is it that I'm in a bad position, because you didn't tune in to what was going on around you. So I'm going to close. Thank you for joining us at WWTA News. If you enjoyed our video, please hit the subscribe and like button, and join us next time to follow the news in crypto, finance, and economics.